pretty much in the last 5 minutes, and then they scored in the last minute, did Keithley, but
Yes,
Carl Former booted over a penalty to win it in golden point extra time.
Yep. And it also finished North Wales 34, Doncaster 48.
Yeah, loads of tries in this one. Mark Butler got in touch. He said, preposterous tackling optional affair to end the North Wales season. Down a point and a minute after half an hour, and down a point a minute after half an hour, and despite a mini rally still behind by 30 with less than 25 minutes to go, all hell broke loose then, with Crusaders racking up 4 tries very quickly and threatening to complete an outrageous comeback. This was asking too much though, and Doncaster were deserved winners. Yeah, some quite good tries scored in this game from both sides when I've watched the highlights. 10 minutes worth of highlights on the RFL website suggests that there was a lot of action in this match.
And better than the Wigan the Wigan Leeds match as well.
Yeah, made up for it, didn't it? More than. North Wales got to within a score, didn't they? Pretty much, but it just wasn't to be for them. I was in North Wales at the weekend and suggested to Emma that the way to round off our wedding anniversary would be to drop by Stadium Zipworld or whatever it's called, where the Crusaders play now in Colwyn Bay. She didn't agree.
Surprisingly.
So yeah, that didn't happen. But well done to Doncaster. They live another day, and Workington, they've got themselves through to the final, haven't they? At the first time of asking. So good stuff. NRL as well. Some games in that competition this weekend.
So it was playoffs week 3, and it finished the Rabbitohs 36, the Sea Eagles 16.
Alan Walker said, Trell rested again for the Grand Final in 2022. Yeah, rested. So the Rabbitohs, Taffy would struggle. Renault playing on one leg, so Cody would have to do it all. Never in doubt. Cody ran the game. Renault just tackled like a 9, and Taffy slotted the goals like he'd been a 14-year-old vet, not 14-year-old. Jackson's moonwalk try was the best. South hit Manly hard every time. Tommy who? Did he play? Who cares? Back at the big dance. Glory, glory.
NRL review said the Rabbitohs came out strong and never gave diesel injections men a chance. The ball bounced their way. The Flappers were just never in the game.
Nice to have you back, though, for the playoffs NRL review. Tommy Edwards said, too many errors from Manly to be even considered to be in the contest. A really shit performance, but at least I'm not a Warrington fan and have to perform with that shit.
Did you see any of it? Know anything about it? Got anything to say?
No.
So it finished Storm 6, Panthers 10.
NRL review. Oh, this is a cracker. The Mist got their hands too wet, and the pussies were right there to take advantage of the moisture. Captain Caveman could be in trouble for the Grand Final, but they can celebrate for now. For the Mist, it is a disappointed end after the fog clearies. They will see it as an opportunity lost. I did watch a bit of this one, actually.
And Alan Walker said the rinky-dink Pink Panthers beat the Storms by bashing them up the middle, putting their bodies on the line in defence and creating harmonies in attack and song. The Panthers started on top and never let up. Cleary's kick pass was Tommy Bosco all over. The Panthers are the fittest in the NRL, so the Storm never got back into it. Sets up the big dance with the bunnies. Get it on.
Yeah, the Storm just seemed desperate in this game and never had what they needed to break down the Panthers' defence from the bits I saw. I sort of watched the back end, the last 20 minutes, 30 minutes or so.
Yeah. In other games, Dr. Hideous got in touch with a couple of reviews. So it finished in the London Premier Final, Medway Dragons 38, Brixton Bulls 18.
Yeah, Dave said. Medway started well, going a try ahead on 2 minutes with another disallowed on 7, but then the game devolved into an error fest of knock-ons, silly penalties and penalty kicks missing touch, and with 60 minutes gone, neither team had ever been 2 scores ahead. But Medway utterly dominated the last quarter, going from a 22-18 lead to a 38-18. Bulls' Tom Chipchase wins name of the match and also world's tallest man. No, that's Corrigan LeCam, isn't it? Surely.
He also got in touch with about the West Warriors 20, London Chargers 10 in the Southern Conference Final.
Yes, he said, errors on both sides gave the ball away in good positions, but only West could convert that into points early on. Chargers took the lead briefly on 23 minutes, lost it 4 minutes later, and the first half ended 12-6. The second half was one of firm defence from both sides, blunting good attacking play, and the game wasn't really settled until a West's breakthrough. A tired defence brought up the final score with 8 minutes to go. I'm sure those games will be available to rewatch on our league if people are interested in watching. That and the League One games are up there as well, aren't they? I couldn't find any highlights at all of the Championship playoff games. So, yeah. Weird. And disappointing, especially because they were live on Sky. Anyway, that's all the action covered in terms of the matches and fan reviews. It's probably about time we make some guesses for what's going to happen next week. Predictions time, Sarah. It's week 2 of the playoffs in Super League, and it's when the top two come into action. Thursday night, 7:45 p.m. UK time on Sky Sports. It's Catalans versus Hull KR. Any chance for the Robins?
I don't think so. I mean, Catalans have pretty much wiped the floor with everyone this year, haven't they? I'm going to go Catalans by 16.
Yeah, I mean, I think Hull KR had them worried a little bit in the home game. I think it was middle-ish of the season. They had them a bit worried in that game, and I think Hull KR will have them worried at times in this game. It's the way Hull KR play. If Sam Tompkins is fit, which is a question mark, but he has been named in the squad, then someone dropped a pan behind you. Then I can only anticipate a Catalans win. Ryan Hall has been named in the squad for the Robins, so it'll be interesting to see if he's made a recovery. But either which way, I still fancy the Catalans. I'm going to go Catalans by 10, and I'm hoping it's a better game than both the games in week 1 of the playoffs.
Yeah.
Friday, 7:45 p.m, also live on Sky. St Helens versus Leeds. In many a year, this has been a grand final, and Leeds have won that grand final. I don't know if it'll go that way this time, though. I think Saints will make this one not that much more entertaining than the 2 games last week, but they will be a better performer than the teams were last week. And I think St Helens will win this. They'll win it comfortably, but I don't necessarily know if they'll win it by a massive margin. It'll be comfortable though. I'm going to Saints by 14.
Okay, I was going to go a little bit closer than that and Saints by 10. But I think, like you say, possibly the performance will be more convincing than the result.
Yeah, I can't see. I can't. Last week you could have argued me into upsets happening in the games. That did end up in upsets. I can't see it this week, but you never know. You never know in this game. Championship. Similarly, as with Super League, the top 2 enter the fray here, and this top 2 are a top 2 that are head and shoulders above the rest of the competition. Toulouse finally get a game on home soil. They host Batley on Saturday afternoon. It's going to be live on Sky Sports for UK viewers. How many points do we think Toulouse will win by, I think is where we're going here, isn't it, Sarah? Surely.
Yeah, I think so, as much as I'd like Batley. Make the French play up the hill and see what they do then. I think, probably realistically, To lose by 36.
Yeah. Featherstone versus Halifax. Potentially this one could be a little bit closer. Halifax have competed with Fev earlier this season, but again, they're way stronger, aren't they? So I think Featherstone by 18 to 20 sort of range.
Yeah, as much as my heart would like to say Halifax, I think probably Featherstone by, similar amount.
Yeah, that's 5:30 p.m. kickoff anyway on Saturday, that one. League One, Sunday 3 o'clock, Keithley versus Doncaster. This is to earn the right to play in the promotion final against Workington. I really have no read on these two teams. The only thing I would say is I don't want Ben Cocane's side to win, so hope Keithley win.
You see, I like Doncaster because, we've got a link with them. I quite like Carl Hall.
Oh, yeah. Fair dues on him, but he has signed Ben Cocaine, so...
Yeah, I'm going to go Doncaster because I hate Keithley even more.
Fair enough. Nrl Grand Final. This is the sort of game I should have done a poll for if we cared about the NRL as much as we have done in years past. But I will, I'm sure, make an appointment to watch this one on Sunday morning. 9:30 p.m. is the scheduled time, but it could be any time before 10 o'clock, depending on how they run the build up. But it's the Panthers versus the Rabbitohs. It's probably in the way this season's gone anyway, the kind of grit and control and conditioning of the Panthers versus the unpredictability yet excitement that the Rabbitohs can offer. And in a final, I always kind of edge for the side that I know more what I'm going to get from, even though the Rabbits have done over lots of good sides this year. I think the Panthers will edge it by 4.
Yeah, I mean, as you know, I'm not up on the NRL, but I'm going to go for the Rabbitohs.
Yes, and I hope you're right. Excellent stuff. Okay, make sure you get your fan views in all those games. I'll try and set up links to encourage you to get those in on Twitter and Facebook, so be across all of that. And only a couple more shows to go. So, get your views in.
Yep.
Right, let's move into the wrap-up.
So we'll move on to the quiz. Obviously, it's playoff times, so a playoff-related quiz.
Ooh.
Yeah. So playoffs started in 1998, so that gives us 22 seasons of them.
Of Super League playoffs.
I think
we should kindly remind the general listening public that I think Rugby League was first past the post forever. Before that up until 1973 there was playoffs as well. But yep.
Well, and then there was still playoffs after that.
The Premiership, yeah.
Yeah. 22 consecutive seasons that we're looking at.
Yeah. And seasons that we can get reliable records to base quiz questions on.
Yeah. So, how many different formats of playoffs have we had?
Ooh, right, okay. So, we've had the 5-team playoff, we've had the 6-team playoffs, we've had the 8 teams playoffs, we've had the Super 8s where you got 8 teams, but then the playoffs was kind of 4 teams. Then we went back to the 5-team playoff, didn't we, for 2019? And then last year and this year we've had 6 teams, haven't we? So I'm going to say 4 with a 5-team, a 6-team, an 8-team, and a 4-team.
I'll give you half a point because the top 6 had different variations of how they worked out.
Yes. Okay.
How many different clubs have appeared in the playoffs?
Oh, dear me. Okay, let's. Oh.